All right, check. 1, 2. Is my audio working? Yes, it is. Aloha, everyone. Thank you for joining me. It's Sticky C, and I am working in Junkyard Salvager, which is my new scenario that I've been working on. Created it last week, 2 weeks ago. Brand new. And it's been a while since I've been on stream, so thank you for joining, everyone. I appreciate you. So what I've been doing is I've been working on the next version of Junkyard Salvager, and I'm in a creative instance right now above the starter planet. And I've got a bunch of stuff that I'm working on. A lot of these you'll find in game. So this is the tower from the quest, and these are some of the orbital stations that you should find in Chapter 2. They're all damaged and banged up. And there is the Chapter 2 trader that's in orbit of the starter. And here I've got a copy of every junk small vessel that I have in the game. I've had to make some updates, stuff like floating blocks, and I had to make sure that nothing had a core. These conversions, I converted these 2 years ago for Star Salvage and sent them to the author Know It All DM, so you might see them in Star Salvage. So I just, spawned a copy and made some tweaks, and I'm using the same small vessels in Junkyard Salvager. And I'd like to add more small vessels, which is one of the goals of the stream today, is to convert some more creations from LyfeForce, Ente, Procyon Lotor, and Rakoona. Thank you, all you guys, for offering to let me convert some of your blueprints on the workshop. So here I've got all of the hover vessels that are in the game. Again, I want to add more, and I need to tweak these as needed. I probably should do variants of all of these as well. Today, I got some LyfeForce blueprints. LyfeForce has a lot of blueprints to convert, and I just picked 3 for now. I'd like to convert more, but I have to just make progress slowly. Surely, I can't convert them all in one stream. So we got the Taurus, the Matador, and the Star Kestrel. And I'll convert those into quote-unquote junk, but let's be clear. These creations are not junk. They will be converted to things that you'll find in the game, and you'll have a choice of whether or not to salvage them or fix them up and use them for your own purposes. LyfeForce makes amazing ships. So does Ente, so does Procyon Lotor, and so does Rakoona. So respect to the authors for their designs. And speaking of Ente, he has a lot of designs on the workshop. I just picked 3 for now. The Scythe, the Prism, and the Glider. And then Procyon Lotor, you may have seen him in LyfeForce's stream where he gets to know creators, artists behind the art. So for Procyon, I have 3 blueprints. Lavelle Province, I want to convert this into an orbital base that you'll find in the game. The Robin, an SV, and a Polar Outpost. I want to convert this and add it to the starter planet for people to find. And then for Rakoona, we've got 3 blueprints. The Cyclotron, an SV. We've got the Silverfish, an HV, and then we've got the Babylon Tower, which I think is going to be a real challenge to convert that and find it in game, but I think it'll be really cool to see this in a scenario. I'm not really sure where to start on this one. Maybe at the bottom. So this will be fun, converting this into either a hostile POI or a damaged abandoned building. Maybe both. I think this will be a lot of fun if there's troops fighting you on the way up the stairs. Anyways, yeah, that'll be fun to convert and find in game. So yeah, lots of work to do today. And what I've done is I've spawned in my lighting truss, just so I have a little extra light for converting things. And I spawned in my Crazy 8 just to help damage things a bit. And I'm started with LyfeForce's Matador. So I spawned in a copy, and I flew around it and did a bunch of damage. I also removed some key components like CPU blocks and some of the thrusters. So when you find this in game, you have to make a choice. Do I fix this up or do I salvage it? If you put a core in it and start trying to drive it away, it might be a little hard to drive away because half of the hover engines and half of the thrusters are gone. And then in place of the thrusters, I put little trusses so that people who aren't familiar with the design can say, oh, okay, where the truss is where thrusters are, or where the truss is where a weapon is. So the truss are kind of like a hint for the person that finds it in game to say, oh, this is where something goes. So I also, when I damaged it, I took out some of the blocks as well and replaced them with these destroyed blocks. And then I tried to match the design of the author's creation. The damage blocks, they're very limited. We don't have the same shapes as we do as normal blocks, so I have to kind of be creative about this. So for example, this block right here, I took the same shape as a damage block, but it's got that cut out of there. And then I try to paint it the same as the author's paint. And then I put on some of these symbols, which are like dirt symbols, to give it that look like it's been destroyed and abandoned and left there for a long time. And maybe it was in battle. There's a story behind each one of these. You decide. The player decides. So yeah, I did some damage, took out some key components, replaced normal blocks with destroyed blocks, and I am just finishing this one up. I had to remind myself how to do this because it's been 2 years since I've done conversions. For those of you who have seen my old YouTube videos, it's been a minute. It has been a minute since I've done this. So I had to try to remember, okay, how do I do this again? I also use the salvage tool on salvage mode to just kind of kiss it a little bit and give it that damaged look. So when the player walks in here, they will notice that, hey, this is pretty damaged. Do I want to fix it up, or do I just want to salvage it? So I'm giving that appearance of dirt and debris, like it's been left alone for a long time. So when you see this on the planet's surface, you walk in, it's like, oh, geez, how long has this been here? Abandoned and left alone. And at the end, before I save it, I'll remove the core. So when you find it in game, you just slap core in it and go. All of the other hover vessels and small vessels in the game don't have cores. I also want to make sure that there's no teleporters and bases or NPCs, stuff like that. You shouldn't find people on the surface, and there's no teleporting off the surface on that one. So yeah, this looks pretty banged up. I also removed the tutorial LCDs because the assumption is that that whoever bought this vehicle has customized it accordingly. I like the little bit of indentation that the damaged blocks give you. And these seats have been damaged a little bit. And there's a hole on the side. So yeah, the story is that maybe this has been under attack and left as is. This floating block needs a little bit of work. I think I need to replace this with the damaged version of that. So something like that. and then try to match paint. Converting ships does give me some insight into what the author's done and how they design their ships, which is also helpful for those of you who want to design your own ships. You get to familiarize with the design. So yeah, try to make it look like the ship was damaged. Try to do a decent job of it. So these surfaces, I want to also make sure I clean these up a bit. Where's that combat? Then let's put some overall dirt on the whole thing. Dirt, dust, debris, what have you. Because this is carbon and that's steel. Different. Okay, yeah. Damage these a bit more. I think that looks pretty good. I could do a lot more work, but I got a lot of conversions to do. So let's save this one. So I saved it as a copy. So you'll see it in game as junk hover vessel. Once I add that to the new version. All right, good. Let's see here. Let's add this over to the junk hover vessel line. Hey, Oki, how you doing? Season's greetings. It's good to see you. Right back at you. All right, good. That's been added. Let's go over here. Destroy that. And the next one from LyfeForce is, let's see here, the Star Kestrel. Let's do that one. I like how LyfeForce's blueprints are easily found in the blueprint library because of his LF. So thanks for doing that, LyfeForce. Makes it easy to find his stuff. Okay, so we're going to this. I don't have any capital vessels in the game yet, but I do have a bunch prepared. So we're going to save this one as JS capital vessel junk Star Kestrel. I give it a blueprint name so that I can call the group in game and have it randomly pick something from it. And then I have to spawn it a little bit above the ground because I believe you have to do this so it doesn't spawn in the ground. Not that spawning in the ground is a problem. Alright, resave that. I have to make sure that I save with damage states on, and clearing the pivot point is always a good idea. Okay, so now I got a copy, and that is ready for conversion. So I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to remove a bunch of stuff, and then damage it a bit. Alright, so when the player finds this in-game, it should have maybe half of the thrusters missing. The thought is that thieves will be scavenging, salvaging stuff, and maybe they found this and grabbed a thruster off of it. Let's see, does this have... It's symmetric, okay. So on this side, I'll do a little damage and remove these thrusters. So that means when the player gets it, you won't have any lateral thrusts in this direction. So it might be a little challenging to fly around until you fix it up. And I also want to put truss blocks on this side so the player knows, hey, you got to put thrusters over here. Before I do that, I'm going to do a little bit of damage here. I just have a sniper rifle and a rocket launcher that have been modified for conversion. I'm going to make some assumptions here with the paint. Put some dirt behind here. Why can't I paint that? Because it's the thruster, that's why. Alright, great. So that side has been damaged and the thrusters have been stolen by someone. And I also want to make sure that it's not airtight when the players get it, so some of these windows I'll remove. So that when they take the ship, try to go into space, it's going to be a little chilly, a little breezy. I'll do a bit of damage on these windows. So when the player finds it, there's going to be some ventilation. Okay. These components inside, I'll leave these. If there's like a advanced constructor or some really valuable things, I might remove those kind of things. Also, this is an RE spawn, and this scenario is a variant of vanilla, so I don't have all of the RE2 blocks or equivalents in this scenario. I should probably create some placeholder blocks for the RE2 stuff. But that is a story for another day. I like this logo, we'll keep that, but we want to remove any of the instructional LCDs. Again, the assumption that is that the owner has had this for a while. This is a largest advanced constructor, or a large constructor. All Alright, let's do a bit of damage to all of this stuff. So they looked a little banged up and wrecked. Oh, that's another thing I gotta do. I forgot. It's over here in the Junkyard vessel. I have to disable the generators because if you put a core in and turn it on, it'll blow the generators. Which, not... Wait, that's... I'm not really opposed to that, but I am going to, just as a courtesy, turn off the generator and resave it so when the player puts a core in, it won't immediately blow the generators right when you turn it on. So let's resave that with the generator disabled. Okay. Same thing over here. I want to go to the generators and just disable that. Yep. I forgot to put the core out of this one too. I'm rusty. I am rusty. Okay. Alright, core's gone out of that. Let's resave that again. Now it's ready for the game. I will keep the core in this one for now and remove that last, just in case I need to hit P on it and look at anything in the menu. There. Now it's got kind of that damaged look. I don't want to damage it too much. Same on the roof. Alright, good. Now it's got that damaged look. Alright, I also like putting holes in things, so... Are these half blocks? Yeah, they are. Okay. So we could do like a hole here and use this one. Actually, this one, that one. Maybe. Trying to make something look like it's an actual hole using these blocks is kind of tricky because the options are limited. Making some assumptions about the color of these blocks. The artist doesn't necessarily assume that these blocks are going to be destroyed and color the inside faces of these blocks. Maybe these are like power couplings. Again, I'm making assumptions. All right, now let's put some dirt on here. this face should probably be this color. So it kind of looks like it's part of it. That should be that. Oops. Okay. All right. And since this face is open, we'll assume that there's been some weather. Oops. I want to paint over that. Okay, let's save work in progress. JS CBJ Star Kestrel save damage states overwrite. Okay. Okay. It would be cool if you could add impact holes or craters. Yes, that would be cool. I'm limited to the blocks. Yeah, it would be really cool if I could add some more like textures or impacts. Yes, like that. But hey, what do you do? Work with what you got. So yeah, again, the player will have to come in and maybe patch up this hole and fix the windows in order for it to be airtight. And they could also just, salvage it for parts as well. Let's see here how much damage this sniper does. It does 500 damage. Probably just 500 damage with a modifier on it. Yeah, percentage. Okay. So I can hit this a couple times and not destroy it. Same with these. Oh, the core is buried. Oh, it's a shower. Okay. Just look down at the shower. All right. So I got to remove the core. Let's assume that these textures are the same. All right, so anything else I want to remove or damage in here? The CPU extender. In the game, I'm going to have the player buy these or build these, so I'm going to remove that. Where is it? It's right there? Okay. All right. Thieves came in and stole that. All right, remove the core. save this one. I might come back later and maybe make a copy and make a severely damaged one. Something that when you find it, maybe like a third of the ship, just as like general floating junk in orbit. And I'll probably do that for all the capital vessels. Speaking of capital vessels, I haven't added any to the scenario yet, but I do have a bunch that I submitted to Know It All 2am for Star Salvage. And I got to convert these from the Star Salvage version over to the Junkyard Salvager version. So, for example, we'll spawn this one in. Here's one of the CVs you'll find in Star Salvage that I converted for him. Let's just put all of our CVs over here. So this one, same concept. Removed the thrusters, did some damage overall. I made some holes in here and used some of those damage blocks. Made a bunch of this paint to make it look like it's been weathered. So the player can find this in game, get in, but it's going to be a little breezy. And this one, yeah, I converted this 2+ years ago, so I haven't even looked at it since then. So it definitely could fix this up and fly it around or salvage it for parts. Lots of damage in here. Warp drive. What's the warp drive here? I forget where the warp drive is in this one. Large hole in this one. Bunch of large holes. Try to make it look realistic using the blocks that the game has. So yeah, this was a conversion from Star Salvage. Who made this? Argent Survival. I have a spreadsheet of all of the stuff that I converted for Star Salvage a long time ago. Let's see, Argent Survival. This was made by Slug. And I got a link for the Steam Workshop. So I will be adding that to the spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet is linked on my scenario, so all of the authors are recognized. And I'll get all those converted to CVs and added to the game. For in the game, I have Chapter 2 like halfway done, and then Chapter 3, the player will be going to a planet with a bunch of capital vessels where they can fix one up and then go from there. That's the plan so far. So yeah, I got to convert all those CVs. So this one, I think I'm good for now. So I'm going to spawn that over here in the CV zone and move on to the next build. That one's ready for the game, just to make sure. This one doesn't have a core, right? If I go up to it and hit P, it says no core. Yep, great. All right, tilde brings up the console. Look at something, hit destroy, gets destroyed. Next conversion is the Taurus. So let's spawn that under the light here. Do the vanilla one, because I'm not sure which blocks are on the RE version. Okay, so for starters, let's save this. Hey, Lycan, how you doing? Thanks for joining. Save this as a Junkyard Salvager version. This is an SV. This is CV. This is CV, okay. So save as Junkyard Salvager, CV Junk, Taurus LT. Gotta make sure I get rid of the spaces, okay. So save that, and then we'll go back into here, and we'll grab that group name and the spawn name, so when it spawns in game, it will be called junk capital vessel, and it will spawn 2 blocks off the ground. Save damage states. I want to make sure I do that. All right. So let's take a look at the ship and see if we need to remove anything straight away. Advanced Constructor, I'm going to remove that because I'm going to have the player create or buy that. And I'm looking for the tutorial LCDs. We'll keep these LCDs up. Nice. There's one. So again, the assumption is that the person that owns the ship in game has customized it and been flying it for years, and then they got in a fight and abandoned it. The warp drive I'm also going to remove for purposes of the story. I want the player to create or buy a warp drive. So, and when they find this, they need to fix it up anyway. I gotta remove the core at the end. This is just CPU expansion, okay. And 2 hydroponics, okay. All right, cool. So I just removed the advanced constructor in the warp drive. Pentaxin tank can probably stay in there. And this is expansion area. This is expansion area, okay. All right, let's do some general damage to it randomly. If something blows up, that's fine. I'll just roll with it. Again, the assumption is that the player found this abandoned ship that's been beaten up, and they have to make a choice. Do they fix it up, fly it away, or do they salvage it for parts? Again, I have tweaked versions of the sniper rifle and the rocket launcher just for the purposes of converting things. Okay, let's remove half of the thrusters. The reason why is when the player gets it, if they put a core in it and try to fly it away, it'll be a little tricky. Part of the story is that thieves and salvagers have got to the ship and maybe removed some of the valuable parts from it. And that encourages the player to fix it up or salvage it. So that's why I'm taking out like half of the thrusters. So it's going to be a little tricky to fly away without a little bit of work. Where are the upward thrusters on this thing? There aren't any. Interesting. Okay. All right. Let's put a hole in it. Maybe a couple. I think without the warp drive here, it would make sense if the warp drive was blown out. So how about we do a hole on the top and the bottom, and then replace this with those damage blocks to give it the impression that someone or something blew the warp drive out with a very powerful weapon. And then we'll put some of these blocks in here, sort of randomly. How do I want to do this? I need some ideas, so I am going to spawn in the other ships that I did a long time ago and look at the holes. Again, these are all conversions I did for Star Salvage many years ago. And all of these you can find on the Steam Workshop. I'll update my spreadsheet with all the CVs too, so you can go find them. And that spreadsheet will be linked on the scenario page. Alright, there's all the CVs I did for Star Salvage. Let me take a look and get some ideas. For holes. Oh yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. So I did these bent pieces, all right? And I put these little wedges down here. Okay, all right. Good, so I'll do something similar like that. I replaced the turrets with truss in this one. And I did a large hole right here. Doesn't really mesh that well, but what do you do? Work with the tools provided. This one, I blew off one of the wings. Nice. Okay, some parts hanging off. This was a Rakoona build. Bunch of dirt in here from being exposed to the elements. Yep, because the hangar door's gone. Okay. Okay. I do have the YouTube videos for all of these conversions on my YouTube channel a long time ago. What I did is I spawned in the ship, summarized what I was going to do, then did like a time lapse of the conversion process. Oh, I like that. That looked good. Put a little dirt in the outside. I like this design too. This one looks like Daedrix. Maybe. I could be wrong. Oh yeah, I gotta remove the shields if there are shields in here. This one's a bit drafty. Okay. There were a bunch of turrets on this one I had to remove. Okay. Oh, I like this. Blew a hole in it straight through. Straight through. Like a railgun strike. Yep, that was a fun one. Weapon placeholders. I think this one's Ice Wolfen's. Oh, another blew a hole straight through. Yep. Lots of turrets on this one, so that I had to replace with truss. Okay. Part of the wings cut off. The warp drive was right there. Okay, yep. It's all coming back to me. I like this hole. Okay, good. Had to get some ideas. So I use some of these bent pieces. There we go. Trying to make things look decent is kind of tricky with these block shapes. Working with what I have. Oh, it's a floating LCD right here. Let's just put a destroy block over there. But that one. Great. I didn't want to remove the LCD. And let's put... Do I have the opposite one? I do. Okay. And then... something like that, maybe. That needs... This needs a connecting piece somehow. like that. It's better. All right, I'm going to paint these. Try to make it blend in with the author's paint job, and then put some of that dirt on here. Oh, this is plastic. So yeah, different textures for the carbon composite and the steel. Makes it look tricky. Trying to randomize. There's 3 different dirt textures. Trying to just mix it up a little bit. Oh, damn it. That's carbon composite too. And that's a container draw. Okay. Limited my trying to match textures best I can. All right, good. Bit more. Just surrounding the hole. So this thing got in a fight and was left abandoned. Scrappers got to it, took out some of the thrusters, and it's been out in the weather for a long time. It's kind of the story here. Can't paint landing gear. Good. Okay, player's gonna get into the cockpits, and I need to damage this up a little bit. Every one of these devices should be a little bit damaged, and in addition to the floor. Randomly doing damage to everything, just a little bit. Oh, I gotta turn off the generators so they don't blow up when the player comes in and puts core in. This is under CPU. It's only 2 large generators. Okay, so we'll turn those off. I like this hallway design. Love that. 5-sided pentagram. LyfeForce did an amazing job designing this ship, and here I am making it all banged up. Smoke effect generators. I would love to put in smoke effect generators, but I don't have that block. That is a Reforged Eden block, I think. Yeah, I don't have that ability. I could make a block. I am learning how to use Unity. I do have a custom Unity block that I have here, the Pure Heart, which is my version of a salvage core. I need to take out of the core out of this one anyway, and I gotta take that light off too because it's gonna be floating. So yeah, I learned how to create a block in Unity, so I need to create more blocks. Yes, that is a ridiculous looking thing that I need to work on, but hey, I'm learning Unity. My point is maybe I can learn how to make a smoke effect block in Unity, but I have no clue how. If anybody knows how, please teach me so that I can put a smoke effect block in here. Yes. But yes, that would look very cool to see smoke rising out of this when you see it on the ground. Yeah, on my list of many things to learn is how to make new blocks in Unity and how to do effects in them. Okay, I think I've done enough like random damage in here. Maybe there should be a hole right here. Just doing some more random damage. I should probably cut part of the tail off. Maybe do like damaged bits here. All right, well, for now, I'm going to save that and move on. I got a lot to do. Okay, so we'll put the Taurus right next to everything else. So that'll spawn in the game as Junk Capital Vessel. I'll probably do more to it. And I should also do variants of each one of these. And yeah, lots to do. All right, so I converted 3 ships from LyfeForce. Let's destroy that. Next is Ente. I think it's 2 SVs and a hover vessel. No, 2 hover vessels. I need some more hover vessels in the game. So we'll do the glider. Glider by Ente. Being converted right now. All right. Save this as Junkyard Salvager, HV Junk, Glider. Save that. Grab the group name. This is what I use in the files for the game. I'll say, for this planet, summon like 5 to 15 of these hover vessels. So I need to set the blueprint group name for the scenario to call random ships from this group. And then everybody's going to be called junk hover vessel, and they're all going to spawn 2 blocks above the ground, not 22, 2. Then save that again. I got to make sure I hit save damage states every time. So now I got a template. All right, let's take a look at this. Switch out my blocks. All right, so I want to remove like half of the thrusters and half of the hover engines. So when the player finds this, they'll have to do some work to it. It'll be a little funky. You can put a core in it and drive it away, but you should come up here as a player and say, do I want to salvage this or fix it up? So I like taking out half of the thrusters. So even if I put a core in here, it'll be a little tricky to fly away. And if I take out the thrusters, I want to make sure that I put placeholders here so the player can say, oh, that's where the thrusters went. This is nice, so it probably should not be there. It's got 1 turret on it. This might be too overpowered for this. I have to be gentle. Let's use this salvage tool instead, just to do some general damage. I'm going to lose a couple blocks, that's fine. All right, inside, let's expand that. I want to make sure that I take the CPU blocks out because the player will be finding those and that shield. Take that out as well. This is an armored cockpit, nice. I'll keep the detector in. And the pentaxid tank is fine. Okay. Turn off the generators. I'm going to reset this because some of the groups are confused. Generator off, or disabled, I should say. Great. All right, now this thing's kind of small, so I don't know if I can necessarily do a hole in it. Maybe right there. Yeah, that might work. All right, let's see here. So let's do this. There. I do like how that block comes together to give that destroyed effect that Oki mentioned earlier. All right, let's paint this. I don't know what color it should be. Let's use this color. Not that color, this color. And then give that some dirt. And kind of randomize this a little bit. I can't paint the pilot seat. And let's put a destroyed block right here. How about this one? Sure. But that means I have to do this there. All right, give that a little bit of dirt as well. All right, so it's got a kind of a hole blown into it. The player can still put a core in here and kind of limp away, so they can fix it up or salvage it. I don't want to make sure I have any floating blocks too. These are kind of connected. Let's do this one here. So I don't have any floating blocks. We'll try to do the author solid and match these textures. I don't want to do that. I want to keep that there. What's that? Oh, it's on that entire face. Huh, okay. Oh, I am using the wrong settings. Oh, she did it again. There, that's what I want to do. Okay. Maybe one more block right here. This one? No. That one. I need to go look at the original. What was right here? Okay, there is a block there, so I need to do a little bit of block work. Nope. Oh, damn it. Okay, save that. Yeah. Let's write that. jeez. I just destroyed the block that I replaced. Nice. Alright, save this one. Move on. Okay, and put this in our lineup of hover vessels. Wait, forgot to take the core out. Good. Another hover vessel. Done. Next, where am I? Prism. Making good progress. Ente's prism being converted. All right. I don't think I've used this one in game yet. Just looking around. Nice, there's the core. I'll have to take this thing out. I'll take the clone chamber out too. This has a lot of weapons. Wow. Right. Okay, so thieves have come and stolen these. Not all of them. Leave a couple in here. And just replace them with truss blocks as hints to the player that, hey, the weapons go here. See if I can randomize the removal a little bit. Okay, 3, remove one of these turrets. Lots of turrets on here. So remove 2 turrets and a bunch of the manual weapons. It's still usable as a tank, just not at its full capacity. So this one, I might cut away at, yeah, cut half of this off. So it kind of looks like it was blown out there. Yeah, I like to look at that. All right, let's do some damage. I gotta be a little gentle, or else I'll destroy the entire thing. Oh, I should take out some of these hover blocks. Here, we'll take that one out, and we'll take the other one out. So it's going to be a little wonky if you just put a core in it. A hole in the floor, and the seat is floating. So we'll just take out the seat. And we'll put some destroy blocks in here. Match the paint. And then put another destroy block here. Let's see, this one. Oh, these are half blocks, okay. So I need to... It's a full block. So I'll do this one. Paint it. Okay, good. And we'll put some more dirt in here. Oh, this is a drone door. Is that a drone door? No, it's not a drone door. That's a door to get to the pilot seat. Okay. So there's 2 pilot seats in here. Great, that's fine. I do want to take out the CPU block because the player will be finding those in game, and I'll replace those with trust just for now. So the thieves came in and stole that. Let's do a little bit of damage inside. Oops. Truss blocks cannot take any damage. Same thing on the CPU block. Good, so it's kind of banged up and damaged inside. That's the look I'm going for. Random damage. This should be... The window should be cracked. So I need to do a lot of damage to this one. So I got this modified sniper rifle. Just get it to that damaged state where the window's cracked. Yep. Okay, good. Let's give this a save. Let's see here. We want to save this as JS HV Junk Glider. I'm sorry, Prism. Getting my stuff mixed up. I haven't done this many conversions in a long time. Bit rusty. And the blueprint is red because it doesn't like one of the blocks. So let's find out why. All right, in order to do that, we go to console and we go prefab info, JS, HVJ, prism, full, and then it will tell me which blocks it doesn't like. Light, hollow screen, and modular wind connector. Okay. Where are they? Oh, there's way too many CP extenders in here. I need to get rid of these too. So there's going to be a vendor in the game, trader, for CPU blocks. And the player will be selling salvage components in order to get credits to buy the CP blocks. Anyways, where are these blocks that it's mad about? Is it the lights? And a wing. Okay. Oh, it's that little thing right there. Light corner, hollow screen 3, modular wing. I could just make these blocks legal in this scenario. That would involve a lot of off-camera work, and I'll do that later, maybe. Okay, CPU extenders. Oh, they're all there. Okay. Replace these with truss blocks. Oh, this whole area is CPU extenders. Wow. Okay. Good thing I caught that. That would have been a nice reward for unintentionally. Okay. And then modular wing. Where is the modular wing? I am blind. Is it this thing? No, that's a deco block, isn't it? Or is that a wing block? Where's my wing blocks? Okay, so that's an HV, so it doesn't like SV wing blocks on HVs. So now I gotta figure out what freaking block it is. I think it's that. Modular wings. Yeah, that's the block I want. That's it. Yep, it's this thing. It doesn't like it. There. And again, I could just change these blocks so they're allowed in this scenario. Save. Overwrite that, and now it should turn up orange. No, it doesn't. Did I miss something? I missed the hollow screen. Where is the hollow screen? It's not a... Is it a projector? LCD projector. It's fine. LCD no frame 3, LCD projector 2. It's not the LCDs. Hollow projector. Where is the hollow projector? Oh, this thing's floating. I don't want any floating blocks. I also don't want to remove that. Let's put sidetracked. Let's put a damage block on top of it just to keep it in place. projector? Where is the holo projector? That's going to drive me crazy. So what I can do is do a replace blocks command. So if I look in here, do that again, thank you. I can do replace blocks, hollow screen 3 with null. So it's replace blocks. And then the ID of this, which is 1224. Hollow screen 03. I believe it's null. Or is it empty? I think it's empty. Place 2 blocks. Okay, great. So if I overwrite that again. Now it's orange. Okay, good. Problem solved. Okay, lovely. Oh yeah, I cut away at this, so I want to put some blocks here. That thing is floating. They're both floating. What's the original? Or are they floating on the original? They are, okay. I'll ignore it then. But I do want to put some destroy blocks here. So let's see here. How about no. Actually, I want these to connect, so I need to use this guy. Then maybe have that there. Something like that. Destroyed, blowing off. Match the textures. Try to match the textures best I can. Great, those are going to be kind of gray, I think. Hmm. Oops. All right, kind of a damaged look. Quick and dirty. Save that. I have to take the core out. Okay. Now it's ready. Overwrite that. Put that over by the other HVs. Another HV done. Nice. Why is this red? Matador. Okay. Weird. Whatever. 3 HVs done. 3 more HVs, I should say. Nice. Nice. Making progress. How about an SV? Let's convert an SV. I like this one. I used this on the last Broken Eden playthrough. Use this to record the videos. Modified version. It's a nice, nice little platform. Let's convert it. This is the Scythe by Ente. SV. All right. Save a copy. Junkyard Salvager, SV Junk, Site. Reset the group name. Give it the standard junk small vessel name. Spawn it 2 blocks above. Resave. All right. Now, right off the bat, it's complaining about blocks. So let's just find out where the blocks are and deal with that. Light MS corner again, and the turret. Minigun turret, really? Is that not a... I'm looking at HVs. This is an SV. Yeah, that... What? Okay. All right, anyways. The lights. Oh, it's CPU blocks. I gotta get rid of those. Player will be able to buy or craft those once they get the mats. Lights. 4 lights. There are 4 lights. There are 5 lights. Why is it complaining about the minigun turret? Oh, I gotta get rid of the warp drive too. Okay, let's just cut these out so that I don't have any issues. It's a lot of CPU blocks. Oops. All right, CPU blocks replaced for truss, lights out. Run that prefab info command again. Why is it complaining about a minigun turret? That's allowed on SVs. Oh, maybe the block from Reforged Eden is ID'd as something else, like an HV mini. Yeah, okay. That's probably it. So we can fix that in this scenario by just swapping out these turrets for SV turrets. And then if we save it, it should be orange now. Yeah, that's it. Okay. They were just being ID'd as a different block, even though they're miniguns. Anyways, okay. And yeah, that's another thing I can just change in my scenario. It's no big deal. It's just more config work I gotta do. Okay. This should not have this many weapons. Because when the player finds it in game, we want the player to be able to make a choice. Do I salvage it or do I fix it up? So let's kind of randomize the removal of these weapons. And then replace them with truss blocks so that the player, if they want to put weapons there, they'll know just visually, hey, there used to be a weapon here. And the assumption is that maybe thieves stole some of those. All right, so this one, I need to damage it, but I want to be careful because this rocket launcher I have does a lot of damage very quickly. And this sniper rifle does 500 points per hit. So I might have to gently use the survival tool on this one. I have to remove some of the thrusters too. I should do that right now. It's got these style. So for these thrusters, I usually just do something like this. That way the player can see this and say, yes, I'm going to fix this up and restore it, and I need to put a thruster there. So that means this thruster I need to damage. 839 points. Okay, so I hit this a couple times. Same with that one. Yeah. So I'll replace that with Trust 2. So it's just got forward and back on one side. It'll be a little wonky to fly around. That'll be fun. What is it, 5? It's 5. Right? Right. That'll be interesting to see if this even flies in game. So since this side is so damaged, I will remove a wing here. And yeah, maybe do some damage blocks over here. So the assumption is a guy attacked on this side. Thieves stole the thruster on this side. Okay, so let's replace this. Where is it? It's right there. So swap these, or this one out at least. Then grab that texture from the other side. Paint the rest of these sides. To try to make it look like, yes, the block was here. What does that look like? Oh, okay, I can do that. So do this and get rid of that. That's not the paint gun, that is the paint gun. Yeah, good. So give that a little bit of dirt. So now it's got that damaged look. What does this block look like? Where are you? Right there. Yeah. Yeah, we can do that. I should probably just use the symbol gun and have that in a second slot. That might shave off a few seconds of time. So I can just use this for paint. So that way, yeah, I can just switch this weapon and do that. Yep, I'll do that. That will save me time. I'll have to make a purple version. Let's save this. I made a bunch of changes. I haven't saved it forever. Save damage states on over right. Alright, the cockpit needs to be damaged enough so that when I get into it, the glass looks damaged. I think I just gotta hit it a couple times. Maybe more than a couple times. That's better. Okay, yeah, now it's got that damage state. Yeah. Damage all these thrusters, damage the turret. Generator was missing, right? This one uses an RE generator. I need to reset everything anyway. Yes, so there's no generator in it. That's great. So when they put the core in, it won't blow up. The generators won't blow up because there's no generator. Give this some more random damage so it's got that banged up look. Yeah, that's pretty banged up. So, where's the core? I remove the core and move on. Where are you, core? Oh, that is buried in there. Okay. Another conversion done. Man. Put it at the end. There we go. Ente scythe converted, ready for import into the game. Okay, cool. So we did 3 conversions from LyfeForce. We've done 3 conversions from Ente. Now I got 3 from Procyon Lotor to do. I've got an orbital base, planetary base, and an SV. These might be a separate stream converting this orbital base. It's going to take me a long time to go through here and sort of damage it up and make it look like it's been abandoned. So I probably will do that on a separate stream because it's gonna take a minute to convert that into an orbital abandoned base. I can also convert it into a hostile POI and put a bunch of spawners in here. Or I can do both. I can make an abandoned version and make it hostile as well. Or everything all the way above. So that's an option. And he's got the Robin here. I like this. I like the block work on this one. This will do nicely as a abandoned SV. And the player can find it and fix it up. This probably has a block that's used in Reforge Eden that's not rendering over here, which will be fine because I wanted to put holes in it anyway. And then this polar outpost is really nice. I think this will be a great conversion into a abandoned base for the snow planet in the custom solar system that I'm making. Rakoona. That's the snow planet. Actually, this is an old version because I've updated the solar system since. Okay. So yeah, this will be a fun conversion into something that's either abandoned or hostile. Put a bunch of spawners in here. Yeah, this is a really nice base design. I gotta use this on a playthrough. I haven't done that yet. is... Oh, the elevator's in the other side of the garden. Okay. Nice. Nice base. Really cool design. I like it. So yeah, that is another project for another day. That'll take me a long time to convert. And then I got Rakoona's Babylon Tower. That's going to be a fun challenge to convert. I think that'll be better as a hostile POI and have to make your way all the way up to the top. I think that'll be fun. Just to fight your way up these stairs with stuff spawning at you the entire time. You could use the elevator, unless I take the elevator out and make the player go up the stairs. But that would be fun. Okay, so yeah, that's another project for another day. There were 2 other blueprints from Rakoona. This SV, the cyclotron, I wanted to convert. I think this will be a fun thing to find on the planet and fix up. And then an HV, silverfish, convert that. So how about I do that? I'll convert the silverfish and Procyon's Robin SV, and that'll be it for conversions. I'll add those to the game and I'll test those out. Okay. Procyon. Robin. Spawn. Okay, make a copy. Save as Junkyard Salvager, SV Junk, Robin. Go back in here. Where are you? Right there. Grab this blueprint group name. Set that. Grab the standard junk small vessel name. Paste that. Spawn it 3 blocks above the ground. Resave. Okay, let's take a look at this thing. I gotta reset the device tree because there's some custom groups from RE, and that's just fine. I have to get rid of the CPU extenders because the player will either buy those or make them. I get rid of the half thrusters. I have to disable the generators. So when you put a core in, it doesn't blow up. The game might complain about the lights. I should just add that as a custom block. Be done with it. I have to get rid of the warp drive. Okay. So let's remove those blocks that shouldn't be in the abandoned version of this blueprint, because the assumption is that thieves have stolen those expensive blocks. And then we'll remove half of the thrusters and replace them with truss blocks as placeholders for the player, just in case they want to fix it up instead of salvage it. We'll do the thrusters on the left wing. So the player could still technically get in here and fly it around, just 'cause it's going to be a little difficult to fly with half of its thrusters missing. It's right there. Alright, so anything inside I gotta remove? Nope. Nope. Okay. Let's do some damage. I gotta be gentle with this one because I don't think the rocket launcher would probably blow half the thing away. Oh, I should remove one of those turrets too, or turrets, Gatling guns. Alright, all the windows are cracked. Let's just use the salvage tool, do some overall damage just to change the damage states on the blocks so they get that damaged look. Just being careful. Oh, I already just killed some truss. Trying to be careful. I don't want to destroy the whole thing with the rocket launcher. And I think the sniper rifle is too powerful for these blocks. Yep, it is. What I need to do is make a custom rocket launcher or a custom minigun that allows me to do area of effect damage very lightly for SVs and HVs. I'll work on that off camera. Like it. Okay. Aye. So you have... yes. Go ahead. I need to take a drink anyway. My mouth feels like cotton. Oh, and stretch. What's your question? Let me know. Lost another block. So I'm going to have to... Can you tell me more about your mod? Is it a full-fledged game or is it more... Okay, so Junkyard Salvager is a scenario. So it's just a... I don't want to say modification to Empyrion, but a different way to play Empyrion. So it's similar to Reforged Eden or Star Salvage. Actually, it's more similar to Star Salvage than it is to Reforged Eden. In that when you start the game, you are stranded on a planet and you have to salvage ships and fix them up in order to proceed. The scenario doesn't have resources like asteroids or mineral deposits on the planets, so you have to make do with what you can. The essence of it is to salvage as much as you can for parts and to sell those parts for money and fix things up. So yeah, it's kind of the goal. I think the easiest way to show you is to start a new game. So this is my development branch. Let me do the production. So yeah, basically you start out on a planet with damaged ships and destroyed bases. You want to either salvage those for parts or repair them and fix them up and use them. And there's a main quest line that guides you through the game. So when you click start, it will start you up in a desert or a planet that doesn't have much life on it, except for worms and some scattered plants. So you start out here, and it says that hey, you've been marooned on a dead planet. I've been left here. They took my ship. They stole my credits. They laughed at me and flew away. I will find them, and I will make them pay. Decline. So I have to get off this rock. So you start out in this base. This base is a placeholder. I need to work on it. You've been abandoned here. Somebody stole your ship, and you have to find them and figure out why. So there's some basic stuff in this locker just to start you out. I probably will modify what the player starts off with. And Ida tells you that there's a hover vessel nearby. So yeah, desert planet. Not much here. So you have to try to get by, just survive, find a hover vessel, fix it up, and follow the clues. Follow the storyline. No ores. No ores in the entire solar system. I have a custom solar system I've made. I'm going to be modifying all of the planets and moons. And the storyline will take you through this system. And how you'll progress is by finding ships and either fixing them up, stealing the weapons, and upgrading your own ship, or salvaging it for materials that you can throw in the constructor, or grabbing the parts out of the ship and selling those at the trade arcology. So that's how you will advance without the use of any ore. If you played Star Salvage, it's very similar to that. Some of the traders will have ore, but I'm probably going to make like a synthetic ore and make it expensive, because this takes place like 10 years after a galactic war, and all of the materials have been taken, used. Everything that's left is salvage. So you find a lot of these vessels like this one from Rakoona, which are kind of banged up and damaged, and you have to figure out, okay, do I want to fix this up, or do I just want to salvage this for parts? And then I have custom tools, like this basic salvage tool just does salvage. This one just does repair. This one just drills, and this one is just for manipulating blocks. Then you've got these. You can kill those for meat, and you can kill these for this electrolyte solution. It's what plants crave. With that, you can make salvage multi-charges, and all four of these weapons here use the same ammo. So that kind of makes it simplistic. So Ida tells you that there's a nullification field set up around the planet, which means you can't communicate or teleport, and the blueprint factory service is cut off. That explains why also when you hit F2 and you go into the blueprint factory, it gives you a warning message that anything you put in here won't be very useful and be a waste, because you can't spawn anything. So yeah, this scenario challenges you as a player to see how far can you make it without dying, amongst other things. So yeah, I made this custom planet. I kind of like this planet, and I want to make more custom planets. The process of making a planet is time consuming. I can stream that, but it takes a long time, just changing the different biomes and the different textures. There's a lot of starting and stopping of the game there. Yeah, thank you, Lycan. Happy to answer any questions. So yeah, in a nutshell, that's what Junkyard Salvager is all about. Trying to survive, trying to find out why you were left on this planet, finding the people that stole your ship, and yeah, making your way. Again, that's similar to Star Salvage. I really enjoyed that scenario, but I wanted to make something that's my own, and I need to learn how to make scenarios anyway. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here. All right, back to creative. Are people allowed to introduce their own builds to you? Yes, yes. I have a link on my scenario page, which will take you to a GitHub page for blueprints. Anybody's more than happy to send me your blueprint, preferably converted, but I can convert it as well, and then I'll add it to the game. So yes, anybody's free to submit their blueprints. I'll convert it and add it to the game as I have time. I have a bit of a backlog, as you can tell. But yeah, feel free to submit your blueprints on the link on the Steam Workshop. Yeah, no problem. I think it would be really cool to find your ship in game and then fix it up and then use it from there. So I think that would be neat. Anyways, what was I doing? I'm converting this one. Yeah, happy to answer any questions. And happy to submit your blueprint and I'll convert it live on stream if I have time. I do have a lot to do in this scenario. There's so much to do. I got to finish the main quest line, modify all the planets. I got to put fun stuff in the orbit. I got a lot to do. happy to convert blueprints for anybody. Yeah, you're welcome. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Okay, so I did the thrusters. I did the weapons. Did I remove CPU blocks? I did. Okay, so this one is over CPU. Another thing I did is changed the blocks to use no CPU. I changed the CV and the base blocks to not to use CPU, but now I have to change the SV and the HV blocks as well, not to use CPU. Yeah, I'm just learning from Star Salvage and Reforged Eden how to create a scenario. And this is a journey that I just started. So yeah. Okay. I've been converting ships and blueprints for a long time. I'm playing this game for 4 or 5 years now, and I started converting 2 years ago for Star Salvage. And then I moved on to creating POIs. I did that for the last 2 years. Some of the POIs I made, you can find in the game. I made a lot of Xerox POIs. That was a lot of fun. I'm still doing that on the side. But now I'm trying out creating a scenario. And it is a learning process. There's a lot of people that know a lot more than I do about scenario creation. Okay, so have I damaged this enough? I did, and I was going to replace these with some of these blocks here. So what if we just cut away at this one and we do this? I like this combination because it gives this this cool effect here, like it's been bombed. I want to make sure that the paint and the texture matches what the original artist has. Then I want to do some of these dirt symbols. To make it look like it's debris or dirt. It's been sitting here for a while. Do a similar thing over here. Let's see here. Using these blocks is kind of tricky because there's not an equivalent destroyed block for the for all the blocks. Oops, God. I'm looking for, what am I looking for? I'm looking for a shape that does not exist. Let's see. This one, what does this one look like? I'm just kind of playing around with different shapes to see what looks good, what doesn't look good. Those blocks shrimp when shot more. Shrimp? Shrimp. Not sure what you mean by shrimp, but yeah. Okay, you mean like curl up? Yeah, I think I know that's what you mean. Yep. Help fight it in the right mode. Yeah, see it's smaller. Thank you. Shrink. Shrimp. I don't like the options for the blocks here. English is that, yeah, that's that's fine. That's totally fine. No worries. All right, good. Yeah. From a distance that looks good. It is kind of tricky designing with these blocks. It's kind of limited my palette. Yeah, there should be a bunch of dirt in here since the window's open. All right, so the player will come in here. Yep, it's blowing out. It's dirty. But hey, I can fix this and I can fly it away. Just doing a little bit of random damage. Did I disable the generator? I did. Oh yeah. Should probably remove one of the landing gears so it kind of doesn't park right. Another thing to fix up. When I played Star Salvage, I thought it was fun fixing up ships. Spent hours just trying to figure out, okay, how did the original designer design this? And trying to piece it back together like a puzzle. Thought that was a lot of fun. Actually, I could put dirt on the bottom, assuming it's been sitting in the dirt. Sometimes it's trying to be mean. I don't know about that. Challenging. All right, let's save the Robin. Let's remove the core and then save it. Where's the core? There it is. Now let's save it. And add it to the pile. Ready. Oh my God, really? There we go. All right, next, the Rakoonas, HV. Let's do the silverfish next. Are there any cargo CV or modules? I haven't done any modules yet. I'm totally fine doing modules. Cargo CV. I think you know, like a Helios or an Astra thing. I think all the CVs that I've converted so far are either like combat or starter CVs, and they don't necessarily have the module. I'm more than happy to do a conversion of a module CV. Yeah, if you got any suggestions, sure, I'm all ears. Happy to do that. Okay, Rakoona, HV, workshop, silverfish, spawn. Oops. I don't want to take a screenshot. I accidentally hit the screenshot button. There. All right, make a copy. Save as Junkyard Salvager, HV Junk, Silverfish. Perfect. And then going to Blueprint Factory. Where are you? Right there. Okay. Copy the group name. Copy the generic spawn name. And spawn it 2 blocks off the ground. Save damage states. Overwrite. Great. All right, let's look at this. What do we got? Reset the groups. Expand. It's straightforward. Yeah. This I got to be gentle with because there's not a lot of blocks and I don't want to do a lot of damage. So we'll do this survival tool and we'll kind of hit these randomly just to give them a damaged look. Probably remove one of the thrusters in the back and remove some of the repulsors so it doesn't really fly perfectly. Then I'll have to do some paint work here. There. Then let's just do a placeholder cylinder to indicate this is where you put a thruster. Oh, that should be obvious. Let's get rid of these two so that when you're flying it, it's a little off center. So it should lean to the left. So I'm going to get rid of this deco. And it's going to be a little tricky to fly. See, it's got 2 generators. We'll remove one of the generators and we'll kind of do a destroyed damage block over here. Let's see. Oh, there's a LCD too. So let's put this damage block here. That way the LCD can rest on that. Then grab do some painting. Texture work. Oops, not that. Give that some dirt. Let's see, what does this damage block look like? That's the wrong block. I don't have that block. So yeah, this block right here, I do not have a damaged version of that block. I could do the other one. Oh, sorry, Dark Alliance. Zoning out here. So maybe catch up with chat. Can you spawn multiple Rex in a hard fight mission, such as the reward for surviving instance? Yes, I can. Would the ideal for carriers and modular CV spawn selections, which merit greater research? Maybe. I see what you mean. But yeah, I can... Actually, the PDA, when it spawns a ship, is that ship permanent or will it disappear? But no, that's a good idea. I can spawn enemy ships, but just like the base game or RE, the ships will disappear once you destroy them. So I wonder, I could have people go to a different sector and pick up a ship as a reward. I've done that. But I'm not sure if I can spawn a permanent ship. It's a good question. It's a great idea. I need to explore that. If the enemies you fight despawn, that's fine. But if you want to toss in a Helios group, or yeah, I got you. As a reward. Let me look at that. That's a good idea, Darkline. Thank you. I'm gonna come back and watch this again and write that down, because I think that is a good idea. I need to explore that idea. Spawning a reward ship. I'm not sure if it works, but if it does, great. If it doesn't, maybe we can do an alternative. Because there's like the call in a scrapyard in RE. And I could reward the player a token, which might be able to unlock the core for that. That's an interesting idea. Interesting idea. Thank you, Darkland. Something to explore. All right, what am I doing? I'm finishing this. Okay, you want to give this a bit of a damaged look. Oh, you know what? I've got a damaged version of that block, don't I? Yeah, I do. Nice. So I can do this. And then copy that. There. That looks better. I think this is good for now. I might do a second version of this that's a little more damaged, or come back and damage it a bit more later. All right, let's save this. Yep. thank you, liking. Give it a try, and let me know what you think. I'm all ears on feedback. I appreciate any and all feedback. I want to make it fun. And it's very early state right now, so I literally created it 2 weeks ago, so you got a lot of work to do, and I want to put a lot more on the starter planet. Yeah, so early phase, early state. Okay, I'm done with this HV. Spawn this. Okay, so you'll find that in game. Nice. I did a lot of conversions today. Holy crap. And I haven't done conversions in 2 years. So it's all coming back to me now. Yeah, no problem. Thanks. Let me know. Like it. Appreciate it. Oh, okay. How long have I been streaming? 2 hours and 30 minutes. Let's see. What else do I have to do? Get my to-do list up here. All right. Convert stuff from LyfeForce, Ente, Procyon Lotor. I did that. There's a lot more other stuff I want to convert, but chipping away at that. Finish the 3 bases in the starter orbit. I have to work on those. And these are the 3 bases in the starter orbit. So you'll get a quest to come over here and clear these out. What I have to do is I have to add spawners and sentries to these stations so that the player can come in here and do some combat and clear it out. Blow the core, replace the core for all 3 of these stations. So I'm going to modify all 3 of these to convert them from their version right now, which is nothing spawned in there, they're just damaged, to having spawners and sentries in them. So it'll be kind of a quest for the player to go through, take out the sentries, destroy all the NPCs, and blow the core. So that is on my list to do for those 3. I also have to add more traders to Sardushis. Right now there's just a trader for SV parts. I have to create a trader for HV parts and add that in there. And probably a trader to sell plants and fuel and oxygen and maybe some CPU blocks. So I got to do a bunch of trader work, create traders. I also need to create a POI and put it on the planet's surface with an HV part trader so that you can salvage up those HVs and sell the parts and get credits for the HV. So I got to create a POI, create an HV trader, and put that on the planet. What else do I have to do? I have to finish chapter 2. I have to write chapter 3. I've got a lot of work to do. But I think I'm going to take a break. So I just want to say thank you to everyone for joining me on the stream, and for all of your advice, questions, comments. Please keep them coming. I want to make this fun. I got to add all these CVs. I got to add a quest to go get a CV. I've already wrote the quest. I just have to test it, I should say. I have to finish the main storyline. I have to add a bunch of miscellaneous junk. I've got a lot to do. So yeah. Try out Junkyard Salvager. Let me know what you think. I appreciate all of you joining me today. And you have a great day. I'll talk soon.